Good evening. Thank you for joining us for our 2025 Applington-Parkersburg Dollars for Scholars Award ceremony. On behalf of the board, I would like to welcome our scholarship applicants, their families, guests, donors, and community members. My name is Melissa Cope, and I'm the current president of the Applington-Parkersburg Dollars for Scholars. Tonight is the culmination of a significant amount of work done by the board throughout the year. I'm honored to be here alongside this hardworking group of individuals that make up our board. We have a total of 15 members, and I'd like to ask them to stand to be recognized as their name is announced. Amy Schipper is our vice president. Tracy Campbell's our secretary. Kathy Clark, she's busy moving through paperwork. Deb Prier, Cindy Canigator, Tara Miller, Molly Cordes, and Maggie Jackson. Not present tonight are board members Jody Birch, who is our treasurer, Tammy Dolman, Mike Brannon, Matt Jacobson, Josh Peters, and David Mansheim. Thank you, board members, for your commitment to these students and the opportunities that these scholarships will provide them. A special thank you to Kelly Eilderts for running the sound and video and live streaming this ceremony. We appreciate it. Also, I want to thank a few of our Honor Society members who are serving refreshments for us after the program tonight. Now we will enjoy a song from our AP Women's Vocal Ensemble, directed by Mr. Jeff Bieber, followed by a few words from your principal, Mr. Aaron Thomas.
Thank you, ladies, for that. Again, just an example of the many great things we have at AP, not just our sports, not just our fine arts, but this Dollars for Scholars is truly something you won't find everywhere. It's an honor to every year to have this night. Every year it's new to the seniors. I get to come back year after year, and the thing that blows my mind is every year the Dollars for Scholars board seems to have more money to hand out. And the thing that's unique, it's not uncommon for schools to give out a scholarship to their outgoing seniors. What's extremely unique is that they will also receive money as a sophomore in college, as a junior in college, as a senior in college. I tell you, with 3 kids currently in college, with Owen just finishing junior, Bowden's like a son to us, and Gavin, having the Dollars for Scholars help does matter, and it's a huge impact. And so we're so fortunate to this group for their time, their effort. They meet on their own time because they care about our young people. This will be the best dollar per hour of your guys' lives. If it's not, please remember this and write checks back to the Dollars for Scholars or AP High. Because the amount of scholarships you're going to see, and every year the book grows, and there's more scholarships. This year you'll notice, and I know she's going to hit on this, but there's QR codes in the back. Please take time, scan that QR code, and read these stories. Because young people, what I hope you understand is that families, community members, alumni have chosen to give money back to you because they believe in what you do. They believe in where you're going to go. They believe in who you're going to become. And as we often talk about here, take pride in where we're from, but never forget where you came from. I can tell you one of my good high school friends, he and his wife, they donate money back, and they live down in Des Moines. Successful business people, but it matters. They remembered people donated for them to get them started. And I hope we just appreciate all the Dollars for Scholars does. I also want to take just a minute tonight to thank Miss Fleshner. Miss Fleshner's new second year in the district, and what she's able to do for our young people to help them prepare for not just college, but also work or military. The after high school experience. And Miss Fleshner, I don't know if everybody realizes this, our school district has to pay very little due to a grant and a sharing. The amount she actually costs us is almost embarrassing to say out loud. She's at our school 3 days a week. She's at Hawkeye Community College 1 day a week, or at the outreach, and then she's at D&H 1 day a week. But we get the benefit of that, and any senior who's met with her knows her care for each and every one of you. So between the CTCC, Ms. Fleshner, and an amazing board, this is going to be a great night that will help get you guys started on your path, and it's also the first step, really, of the end of your high school careers. Dollars for Scholars kind of kicks off a very busy kind of 2 weeks of your high school career, but there's no better way than the amount of money you're going to be blessed with tonight. So if we could, just a round of applause for this board and all they do for our young people.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. It's tradition for us to invite a previous graduate to talk to this year's seniors. I'd like to welcome and introduce 2022 AP graduate Elijah Switzer.
My name is Elijah Switzer, and next year I'm going to be a senior at the University of Northern Iowa, which is pretty crazy to think about. And I remember just under 4 years ago, I was on the same stage. I was on that side, though. And I was talking to this same class of 2025, getting you guys ready for freshman year of high school. Pretty crazy. So I got a call like a month and a half ago asking if I wanted to come to this speech and give a speech. And I was like, man, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to be out there. And the lady on the other end of the phone sounded really relieved. She's like, oh, finally. And I was like, man, like they must be so excited for me to get up here. Or I was like their 13th call and someone finally said yes. So I could just come up here and give you the same old speech that I'm sure everybody else does, but I'm going to switch something up. So seniors, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. Can you stand up for me real quick? Oh man, standing hurts, wow. All right, face the crowd for me. Seniors face the crowd. And crowd, I need you to play along with me for a second, all right? We're going to, probably about right here. We're going to split down this middle line, and everybody on this half, I need you to raise your hand. Awesome. You guys are doing great. Seniors, look over on that side. Everybody who's raising their hand statistically has around $20,000 of student loan debt right now. And the scary thing is the average age is between 36 and 45. You guys can put your hand down for now. 36 to 45. That's our parents' age, and it's probably not because mom and dad are on their 18th year of medical school. It's because of a little thing called an interest rate. I'm going to do another little survey for you guys out there. Everybody in the audience, besides seniors. Who makes $600 an hour? Don't be shy. I'd love to have a conversation. I would love to have a conversation with you after this. Who out here makes $600 an hour? Because when I was a senior, the minimum you could make was $1,200 a year, $4,800 over your undergraduate career, about a work day, 8 hours, that was $600 an hour. And seniors, you can face me now. Feel free to sit or stand, your choice, but $600 an hour. Nobody else in here is able to say that. And I know all that scary stuff about student loan debt. Trust me, I'm not saying don't go to college. I love college. I think higher education is one of the best things that we have done in society. But I'm going to give a little lesson on something called exponential growth. All right, seniors, who's the best person, like quick math? Please volunteer yourself, or I'm going to call on somebody. Nick, all right, you ready? Okay, what is 8 plus 8 plus 8? He's good, ladies and gentlemen, he's good. All right, you ready? What is 8 times 8 times 8 times 8? Oh, exactly. The human mind is not wired to think of exponential growth. We think of the here, we think of the now, and we think, student loans aren't going to bother me later in life. I'll be fine. I don't need to pay it off right now. So say you amass $20,000 of student loan debt over your undergraduate career. If you make the minimum monthly payments, you'll have a whopping $189,000 of debt by the time you retire. I don't want to retire with that much debt. I don't want to retire with any debt. But I'm going to flip the script on you. If you invest $100 into the stock market per month, by the time you retire, you'll have over $300,000 to your name that you can donate, that you can give to your children, that you can be on the Dollars for Scholars board. So the moral of the story, take action with your finances now. And have your 40-year-old self thank you for what your 18-year-old self did, all right? I should probably get to the actual point of the speech. They asked me what Dollars for Scholars means to me, and Dollars for Scholars means to me that I get paid to go to college. Right now, I make around $3,000 going to college at the University of Northern Iowa, and I'd like to thank Dollars for Scholars for that. And because of Dollars for Scholars, I was able to save up, and I was able to save up for a plane ticket to the other side of the world. I got to travel to Australia at the age of 20, and I'd like to say thank you, Dollars for Scholars. And because I didn't have an insane amount of student loan debt, I was able to apply for a mortgage. And not just a mortgage on a house, but on a rental property. So now, someone gets to pay me monthly. So using their money, I get to make more money. So take advantage of your finances now. And I'm going to leave you with one thing. College is awesome. You guys are going to love college so much. If you thought high school was fun, college is going to blow your mind, all right? So please be very grateful for this investment that they are making in your future, because it is not a gift, it's not a blessing, it is an investment in you and what you can do for this world. And I'm going to leave you with one more thing. Write those thank you notes. Go Falcons.
Elijah, you were my first call, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get called in the future. So. The former banker in me loved everything about that. So. Well, there are so many things that I'd like to say and explain about how our organization works, but in the essence of time, I am going to just highlight a few of the important things. I do ask that you take the time to read through your program after the award ceremony tonight. It holds so much great information. This year, we did remove a large section of the program and instead inserted a QR code that will take you to the endowment remarks on our website. This is what Mr. Thomas was talking about before. As you will see, there are a lot of endowments, 65 to be exact. When endowments are established by a donor, we, as Dollars for Scholars Board, have to invest the principal donation, and we're only allowed to give out the interest that's earned each year as a scholarship. These donations ensure that there will always be money available to create scholarships for AP graduates. Please take the time to read about these generous donors. Other donors designate that their funds be given out that year, and in those cases, the principal funds are directly turned around and given as a scholarship. Thank you to our generous donors. You make all of this possible, and we are grateful that many of you are here tonight to hand out the awards that you have sponsored. I want to take this moment to remember Mr. Rod Mulder. Rod was a school bus driver. who could be found at most of the school's athletic events. Although his recent passing did not allow a scholarship to be created for this year, Rod's estate is establishing a scholarship for the future. His support of AP students will continue through those scholarships. Tonight, once again, we are giving away the largest amount ever awarded by Applington-Parkersburg Dollars for Scholars. We will be awarding almost $110,000 to 56 seniors who applied for scholarships, and just over $128,000 to our 75 postgraduate applicants, making our grand total for this year over $238,000. Each applicant will receive a minimum of $1,700. Okay, so I'll admit, I enjoy seeing how this year's amounts compare to last year's and to when I would have graduated from high school. So students, if your parents graduated from AP between 1995 and 2005, our Dollars for Scholars chapter gave them all about $25,000 total to all the applicants, which equated to about $220 each. By 2018, we were able to give nearly $1,000 to each applicant, and this year, the average award is $1,900. That is nearly a 900% increase in the last 30 years. As we go through tonight's ceremony, you may wonder why certain students receive certain scholarships. In some cases, the donor established specific criteria for their scholarship to be awarded. For example, the scholarship may be designated for a student who was a participant of a specific activity in high school or is going on to obtain a degree in a certain field. We, as board members, don't know who these students are. They answer questions on their application that feed into their profile in the scholarship that they are, and it allows them to apply for scholarships that they are eligible for. That's why it's beneficial, students, for the applications to be fully completed. However, most of our scholarships that will be awarded tonight don't have any criteria. They are awarded to an applicant completely at random in order to get each student up to the minimum amount that they qualify for. We do not choose who gets what scholarship. We don't know who you students are by name, only identified by numbers until after the selection process is completed. Students, after you come on stage tonight and collect your scholarship certificates, there are still a few steps that you need to take in order to receive your scholarship funds. We're not going to ask you to do anything hard, but we do have very specific steps that you need to take. All of the steps are outlined in a letter that you will receive in an envelope it's going to be attached to the last award that you receive tonight. Do not lose that envelope. Please read all of the information inside the envelope. It will tell you exactly what you need to do. The first thing you need to do is log in and accept your awards by June 1st. Secondly, we require thank you notes be sent to us at Dollars for Scholars, and then we will pass them along to your specific donors. As you will see in the instructions in your envelope, you write a thank you note to each of your donors, and some of you may get 5 scholarships tonight. That's 5 thank you notes. You can put all your thank you notes into one envelope and then drop them off in this red box that's going to be in the office. You can mail them. The address is in the envelope that you're going to receive. You can drop them off to Kathy at Midwest One, or I'm sure any of the other banks would be happy to collect them from you, and they can get them to us. We are going to review those notes and forward them on to your scholarship donors. Your college will not receive your scholarships if you do not send in thank you notes. We used to trust that thank you notes were being mailed by the students because we asked them to do it. We heard from many donors that it wasn't happening, so we went to this process of having the thank you notes being sent to us. I was privileged to get to read most of the thank yous from the last few years' graduates, and I was overwhelmed by some of those notes. They were personal and heartfelt, and I was delighted to pass them along to the donors. On the other hand, every year we have a few students who forget or they decide not to attend college right away, so they don't bother to send a thank you. That's disappointing. In those cases, their donor didn't get a thank you note from the student. Please don't let that happen this year. If you're a parent who has had a student apply for scholarships with us in the past, please be aware that we have made some significant positive changes. This year, we now, going forward, only require 6 credit hours or part-time enrollment to be eligible to collect all of your scholarships. The money is not prorated if you're not full-time, and this is a huge change for us. We realize that times change, and we're trying to make adjustments to keep up with them. Students who work while in school may only be able to handle a part-time school schedule, or maybe they completed several college courses while in high school, so one of their years doesn't need to be full-time. We do need your help getting the word out to prior year students who may still be attending college, but they don't realize that they can qualify as a part-time student. Checks are going to be mailed to colleges before your fall semester begins. In order to make this work, we have to know what school the students are enrolled at. When you log in to accept your award by June 1st, you need to update your school information and add your student ID. Whatever school you have listed is where the check will be mailed. If you go to a different school than you have listed in our program, then your check's going to be mailed to the wrong place, and that's going to delay your payment. We will be providing your college instructions of how to split the funds between semesters. Another big change that we made last year is that we no longer need grades submitted. The first year of scholarships, which you are being awarded tonight, are based on the full application that you guys completed and you were scored on. As long as you're enrolled at least part-time, your college will apply the scholarship funds that you receive. Once you're considered a postgraduate, so like Mr. Thomas said, your sophomore, junior, senior years of college, you'll receive a text reminder from me that you need to go in and apply between January and February of next year. And those scholarships, to be qualified for, you have to apply and you have to be enrolled at least 6 credit hours and meet a minimum GPA of 2.0 and send a thank you note. We'll instruct the college to monitor the criteria, so you don't need to send us transcripts, like I mentioned before, and have always been done in the past. But again, if you change colleges from year to year, you need to update that information online so we know where to send your check. Students and parents, please take a look at the front of your program. Tonight, or very soon, I'm asking all of you to follow the text request highlighted in blue in order to receive important text message reminders and deadlines. I promise that I won't spam you with information, but students are missing information that's texted to them, or that's emailed to them, so we decided to add texting as well. We're going to get to the money part of the program now. Students, when your name is called, come up on stage from your right, accept your award from the sponsor or board member, and exit the stage over there. If your name is called with several other students, please try to come up in order. That will help our presenters to get you in the correct order. All right, I think it's time to give out some money. Guests and donors, you can follow along in the program in your scholarship sponsors' order of presentation. Please hold your applause until all the names are called, as some scholarships have multiple recipients.
Okay, the first scholarship tonight is going to be on behalf of the Aaron and Lindy Campman. A $500 scholarship goes to Peyton Closter. Okay, on behalf of the Allendale and Fayette Meyer Trust, I have three scholarships of $1,500 going to Kaylin Reince, Avery Froing, and Jordan Trueblood. Okay, sorry. Avery? Yep. Thank you. Congratulations.
I have 3 more scholarships from the Allendale and Fayette Meyer Trust. First one goes for $1,500 each. The first one goes to Emma Wolf, Savannah Asher, and Brooklyn Snyderman.
On behalf of the American Legion Post 285 Parkersburg, we have 2 $500 scholarships this evening. And the recipients of those scholarships are Gage Johnson and Addison Hook.
On behalf of the Andy Elizabeth Alberts Knock Memorial Endowment, I have a $625 scholarship for Caleb Campbell. Then on behalf of the AP Appliance Heating and Cooling, I have a $500 scholarship for Adrian Huseman.
For the AP Booster Club, in memory of Coach Ed Thomas, $500 goes to Elizabeth Mullenberg. AP Booster Club, in memory of Stan Shipper, $250 to Adrian Huseman. And then also AP Booster Club, I've got 4 for $250, yes, 4 for $250. Jesse Brower, Isaac Foxen, Alexander Ingledew, and Finley Groneveld.
Okay, on behalf of the AP class of 2010 Senior Football Endowment, I have a $200 scholarship for Kellum Reitz. And then AP Tax and Accounting, $250 to Ty Luring. And then on behalf of the Applington AMVets Post 102, I have two $250 scholarships, one for Isabella Boozman and one for Olivia Peterson. And then on behalf of the Applington Community Club, $100 goes to Elizabeth Price.
So the first scholarships on behalf of my father, Arnie Swanson, in his memory, it's for a football or basketball player that has good character and has high academic achievement. And that $150 scholarship goes to Quinlan Schultz. Then the Lawler and Swanson Law Firm has two $250 scholarships. The first is to Isabella Boosman, and the second's to Peyton Closter.
On behalf of Arnold Shipper Memorial Business Endowment, I have a $200 scholarship for Brooklyn Schneiderman. And Arnold Shipper Memorial Endowment Medical for Ada Switzer. Barry Herenstein Memorial, I have a $500 certificate for 500 for Spencer Isvik. And I have a $500 scholarship for Gabriel Eastman Shipper. Congratulations. And then for the Beaver Meadows Golf and Country Club, I have a $150 scholarship for Caleb Campbell. And I have a $150 for the Beaver Meadow Golf, also for Mason Ritter.
The Ben and Ruth Hook Memorial Endowment for $725 for Gareth Costa. I have 2 scholarships for Bill Dorn Academic, one an athletic baseball endowment and one athletic basketball. The baseball goes to Preston Jansen and the basketball to Jackson Mulder. Bonnie and Vern Holm Endowment for $1,025 to Adrian Niemeyer. For Butler County REC, $100 to Sam Reintz. For Campbell Insurance and Campbell Mellima Real Estate, I have 2 $250 scholarships, one for Alex Ingledew and one for Ava Onken.
On behalf of Cedar Valley Primary Care in Parkersburg, I have a $500 scholarship for Colton Harkin.
On behalf of my grandpa Eachin, or Charles Eachin, I have 2 $250 scholarships. First one is Sarah Eilers. Second one is Addison Hook. On behalf of the Christian and Ruth Fisher Memorial Endowment for $400, Gareth Costa.
On behalf of the Coach Al Kearns Endowment, $350 to Audrey Story. I have 2 scholarships. One's for the Coach Ed Thomas Memorial Endowment, and the other's from the Ed Thomas Family Foundation Endowment. The first one's $500. The second one's $925. And the recipient of both these this year is Nicholas Carlson.
On behalf of the Curtis Stewart Memorial Endowment, I have a $200 scholarship for Caden Sherman. I have a Darlene Driesman Memorial Endowment for $100 to Kara Stahl. Deanne Fry Memorial Endowment, $100, Fiona Wolbotny.
Representing my parents tonight for Delbert and Arlene Cockworth Endowment, I have 2 scholarships tonight. $100 to Savannah Buss, $725 to Ava Onken.
On behalf of my uncle, Dennis Hook, and Family Service Endowment, $100, Avery Furring. The Dennis Euban Memorial Endowment for $400, Tanner Lamson.
In memory of my parents, Don and Anna Mae Mayman, their memorial endowment, I have a $225 scholarship to Caleb Campbell.
Dr. Robert Watson Memorial Endowment for $200, Jordan Trueblood. Dumont Telephone for $500, Caleb Campbell. Dwight and Marjorie Galpin Bode Endowment, $300, Fiona Wolbotny. Ellis family, I have 2 for $250, Alexis Hauser and Ty Luring. The Everett Jensen Endowment for $100, Fiona Wavotny.
So we got 3 scholarships here. The first one I'm going to award is a Falcon Pride Club endowment for $175 to Gareth Costa. The second one is the Parkersburg Chamber of Commerce for the amount of $100, Colton Harkin. And the last one from Parkersburg Tire and Alignment in the amount of $250, Gabriel Eastman Shipper.
Fern Neiman Kroom Endowment for $700, Kiera Cox. Is it Kyra? Okay, sorry. Fern Neiman Kroom Endowment for $825, Chloe Spargrove. For the Love of Quilting Sheila Cordes Memorial, $100, Mason Ritter. George and Marilyn Palmer Memorial Endowment, $1,025, Quinlan Schultz. Glenn Fry Memorial Endowment, $425 to Ty Luring.
On behalf of Greenbelt Bank and Trust, we have 1 scholarship
in the amount of $750 for Landon Reynolds.
On behalf of Helen Sissel Vasic, I have a $100 scholarship to Emma Wolf. On behalf of Highview Animal Hospital, I have a $1,000 scholarship to Malia Wessels. On behalf of the Hilco and Henrietta Nievenhoven Endowment, I have a $775 scholarship to Spencer Ispick. On behalf of the Hilco and Henrietta Nievenhoven Endowment, I have 3 $500 scholarships to Mason Bertram, Dakota Henniger, and Caden Sherman. On behalf of Iowa State Bank, I have 3 $500 scholarships to Gavin Bernard, Landon Reynolds, and Sarah Eilers.
In memory of my parents, Ivan and Margaret Harkin, my siblings and I have $800 for Kira Cox.
On behalf of Janie Walters Muller Memorial Endowment, I have a $550 scholarship to Fiona Walbotny and an $800 scholarship to Elizabeth Mullenberg. And on behalf of Joe Van Eschen Memorial Endowment, I have a $450 scholarship to Fiona Walbotny. On behalf of Johanna Bedke, I have two $500 scholarships to Ada Switzer and to Jackson Mulder. On behalf of John and Mary Schwennen, I have a $390 scholarship to Isabella Boozman. On behalf of Josh and Brooke Timmer, I have a $1,250 scholarship to Alexis Hauser. On behalf of Keith and Heather Vrye Endowment, I have a $250 scholarship to Finley Groneveld. And on behalf of Keith and Heather Vrye Memorial Mid-Iowa Milling LLC, I have two $500 scholarships to Corbin Spargrove and Samuel Reintz.
I have the privilege to award a scholarship for my dad, and I just wanted to say a couple of things. So the crazy thing about my dad is way back in 1956, Peck's Green Thumb Nursery was started in Cedar Rapids, and he was just 5 years old at the time. And flash ahead to 1980. At that time, his two sisters and he bought the business from their parents, my grandparents. And Peck's Green Thumb Nursery had been going on as a business in Cedar Rapids and then they retired and sold the business in 2017. So the reason that's important to the story is something really important about my dad is many of my friends and other people's children in the community, their first job was at Peck's Green Thumb Nursery. And he gave many people their first job, and he had something important that he wanted them to know. He made it really important for Dad made it really important for kids to know that it's important to take your job seriously, be responsible, be on time to work, give your full effort whenever you can. Also greet and treat all your customers with respect and kindness, and enjoy your job. And I hope all of you will remember this. Another thing I want you to know is that wherever my dad went, he never didn't find a friend there. He was a funny guy with a big heart, and he did many things to support not only me and my brother, but all of his grandkids. So you may have seen him in the halls of AP come in to watch the grandkids do their activities. So it's really an honor for me to award this scholarship tonight. So I would like to give a scholarship in my dad's name, Ken Peckosh, to Jackson Cottrell.
or the first scholarship tonight that I'm giving away is for Ken and Janet Johnson Endowment, and it is $100 to Joseph Leto. On behalf of the Parkersburg Tornado Storybook Endowment, I have a $150 scholarship for Addison Hook. I have 2 endowments for the Kenneth Van Langen Memorial Endowment, one in the amount of $525 to Isaac Foxton, and the second one for $125 to Quinlan Schultz. I have 1 scholarship for a Kenneth Loring Memorial in the amount of $300 to Evan Palmer. I have a scholarship from the Kenneth Cope Memorial Endowment in the amount of $400 for Quinlan Schultz. On behalf of Lincoln Savings Bank, I have 4 $250 scholarships. Those 4 go to Jesse Brower, Audrey Story, Peyton Closter, and Adrian Huseman. I have 2 LSB employee matching gifts scholarships, one in the amount of $500 for Ada Switzer and the other one for $700, Jackson Mulder. I have a scholarship for Louis Cox Memorial Endowment in the amount of $100 to Gage Johnson. I have a scholarship for $200 from Main Station Salon and Spa to Peyton Sokolotsky. I have a $375 scholarship from Mary Ann Fry Endowment to Savannah Buss. On behalf of Mercy One Parkersburg Clinic in the amount of $400, I have Elizabeth Mullenberg. On behalf of the Merle Huizinga Memorial Endowment, I have a $725 scholarship to Isaac Foxton. On behalf of the Michael Nevins Memorial Endowment, I have 2 scholarships in the amount of $200 each to Colton Harkin and Jackson Mulder.
On behalf of Midwest One Bank, it is my pleasure to award 2 $500 certificates, one to Harley Jansen and one to Ada Switzer. And on behalf of the Midwest One Bank Endowment, I have a $175 scholarship to Elizabeth Price.
In memory of my husband, Mike Buckholtz, I have a $100 scholarship for Avery Freund.
In memory of my father-in-law, Mike Campbell, $500 for Chloe Spargrove.
On behalf of the Minnie Omberger Memorial Endowment, I have a $325 scholarship for Olivia Peterson.
The recipient of our Oliver Jungling Memorial Scholarship is not here, so we'll move on to the next one.
On behalf of the American Legion Auxiliary, our ladies would like to have 2 scholarships awarded tonight, $200 to Adria Niemeyer and $200 to Dakota Henninger.
On behalf of the Parkersburg Eclipse News and Review, I have a $100 scholarship for Ava Onken.
Hello, everyone. I want to welcome this year's graduating class to this ceremony and all their friends and family that are supporting them tonight. I want to thank the board for their hard work and any school personnel that are here. I want to tell the story of my little endowment because I remind myself that every year, with the exception of the board and some school personnel, that I have a new audience to tell the story, and I'm not boring them. This class of '69 endowment was created for 2 equally important reasons. First was the first 3 classmates of mine that died far too young. If my memory's correct, is not Rod the older brother of Martha? Younger brother. My first classmate who died was on the last day of our junior high school year during exams. Martha was a friend that rode the bus with me for 12 years. She was quiet and unassuming, but she was one of those people that would form the bedrock of this United States of America. I didn't interact with her very much because my best friend got on the bus just before her, and we immediately started to play cards in the back seat. And so the second one who died too early was my best friend, Galen Hawkins. He drowned in the local corn bin in the winter of early 1970. And it was devastating to me and his family. The third one lost far too soon was Karen Daniels. She went to the Methodist Church and Sunday school and United Methodist Youth Fellowship for 12 years with me and was a good friend. And we kept in touch after high school. And she died of medical complications far too young. The second reason I created this scholarship is because I'm a retired physician and I love nurses. And in my opinion, nurses are the most wonderful group of people in the world. I say up here each year that I consider doctors and teachers maybe the number 2 and 3, and I won't say which one I think is second. But nurses as a group are just wonderful people, and so this scholarship is strictly for nursing. And I think the board knows that I actually, as far as I'm concerned, it can include a certified nurse's aide as far as if they want to apply for this scholarship, or an LPN or an RN, and any postgraduate in nursing, because they helped me many times. I feel like you people are entering a scarier world than I entered at your age. One of the examples I'll give, and more difficult, is that when I went to Iowa State University in 1969, the annual tuition was $600, and it stayed that way for the entire 4 years. And I could work 16 hours a week in the cafeteria and get my room and board covered. And I have no idea what you guys are paying for tuition these days. I then went on to the University of Iowa College of Medicine, and I paid $1,200 a year tuition for 4 years straight. and I think that's changed a great deal also. This year's award is going to Savannah Bus in the amount of $1,025. You know, 1 year after this award, Rod Mulder came up to me afterwards and thanked me for my words about his sister, and I'll never forget that.
On behalf of the Parkersburg Historical Society, you have a scholarship in the amount of $100 for Evan Palmer.
On behalf of the Parkersburg Lions Club, it is our honor to award 4 $250 scholarships. One to Corbin Spargrove, Tanner Lampson, Mason Bertram. And there's one missing.
Mason Bertram's and Tanner's too.
On behalf of the Parkersburg Rotary Club 2216 Endowment, I have a $175 scholarship to Chloe Spargrove. On behalf of Paul Woody Shook Memorial Endowment, I have a $200 scholarship for Gage Johnson. On behalf of Peters Crop Solutions, I have a $250 scholarship for Landon Reynolds. For Ray Brungard Memorial Endowment, I have a $350 scholarship for Mason Ritter. Redmond Funeral and Cremation Services, I have a $250 scholarship for Sarah Eilers. And I have another $250 scholarship for Finley Groneveld. I have two $500 scholarships for Remembering Logan, Logan DeBoer, one for mental health for Audrey Story, and one for trade school for Jackson Cottrell. On behalf of the Rhonda Edelman Memorial Endowment, we have a $100 scholarship for Nicholas Carlson.
On behalf of the Ron Stockdale Memorial Endowment, I have an award of $4,775 to Kennedy Calder. We have 3 scholarships, each for the amount of $1,225 from Rudell Arts. Well, there's 3. For Arts and Letters, for Ellie Price. For Conservation and Horticulture Endowment, Joseph Lido. And for Trades Endowment, Kara Stahl.
In memory of my mother, who was an educator for 40 years, I have the Sandy Dannenbring Memorial Endowment for $125 for Savannah Asher.
I have $400 from the Schrage Business Development Endowment to Gavin Bernard. I have a scholarship of $100 from Shepard, Gibson, Levens, and Cooner for Caden Sherman. And then we have a $275 scholarship from the Shirley Meyer Luring Memorial Endowment for Malia Wessels.
Tonight I have 2 awards to give to $200 each from the Sons of American Legion, Nicholas Carlson and Adrian Huseman.
All right, I have quite a list, so you're going to see me up here for a moment. The first one is a $250 scholarship from the Stan Shipper Memorial Endowment to Preston Jansen. I think I'm a good choice to give this award, the Kate Humphrey Endowment Award. She was the treasurer at our church, at the Methodist Church for 50 years, and now I'm the treasurer, and she was involved in Dollars for Scholars, and now I'm involved in Dollars for Scholars, so the Kate Humphrey is a lot to live up to. But thankfully, we have a $525 scholarship from her endowment for Jesse Brower. I have a $250 scholarship from 2X Insurance for Dakota Henninger. I have a $325 scholarship from the Virgil Goodrich Endowment for Olivia Peterson. I have a $300 scholarship from Voss Studio for Evan Palmer. I have a $100 scholarship from WD Investments Endowment for Mason Bertram. I have a $100 scholarship from Wells Fargo Endowment for Sam Reitz. And I have a $200 scholarship from Wood Vision Clinic for Corbin Spargo. Now we have several scholarships, general scholarships from our Applington Parkersburg Dollars for Scholars Fund, and they do vary in amounts so that we can get everybody that minimum award at least and up to the award. So bear with me while we announce these. These are all Applington Parkersburg Dollars for Scholars, so I don't think I'll say that like 10 times. I'll just say the name and the amount. And then I think you can probably start coming up as I read those. So we have $25 for Spencer Eisvik. We'll have $175 for Kara Stahl. We'll have $700 for Gage Johnson. We'll have $475 for Jesse Brower. Gage was so quick, it didn't give me time to announce Jesse's. Is Gage coming up? Gage, yep, I got you, right? Okay, yep. I have $400 for Gavin Bernard. And $650 for Preston Jansen. And $700 for Colton Harkin. All right, we have $550 for Gabriel Eastman Shipper. And $100 for Emma Wolf. We have $900 for Mason Ritter. We have $800 for Alexander Ingledew. And $75 for Savannah Asher. Then we have $300 for Sarah Eilers. And then $750 for Finley Gronevel. And we'll have $400 for Olivia Peterson.
I'm going to continue the Applington Parkersburg Dollars for Scholars. $600 for Audrey Story. $175 for Joseph Leto. $425 for Malia Wessels. $700 for Peyton Closter. $275 for Adrian Niemeyer. $775 for Ty Luring. $500 for Caden Sherman, and $500 for Adrian Huseman. $600 for Addison Hook. $425 for Ava Onken. $350 for Dakota Henninger. $810 for Bella Boozman. $350 for Corbin Spargrove. Corbin. $650 for Tanner Lampson. $600 for Samuel Reitz. $450 for Mason Bertram. $1,100 for Peyton Sokolowski. And $600 for Evan Palmer.
You may have noticed that we have a few students pretending to be other students. The rule is that you come to award night to receive your awards. We realize that life happens. We all have things happen that prevent us from being where we need to be. And the students who are receiving awards on behalf of someone else lined them up after getting it approved by us. You'll also may have noticed that there were a few students that didn't arrive, that didn't line up someone else to receive their awards, and they will not be eligible for their scholarships. So in life, things happen, and we are trying to accommodate those things, but it's not just a general, anybody cannot come. You have to get it approved. So thank you for the students who are accepting on behalf of their friends. You are helping them make money tonight, so well done. We've come to the last group of scholarships for tonight. These scholarships, which are new this year, are made possible by the estate of William and Bonnie Reed. Every year for a total of 5 years, each senior and post-grad applicant, with the exception of the Stockdale scholarship recipient, will receive an equal portion of about $50,000. This year, with 131 applicants between post-grads and seniors, you'll each be getting $408 from William and Bonnie Reed. I had to look up their obituaries to determine why they decided to leave such a large amount of money to the graduates of Applington-Parkersburg schools. They didn't graduate from here. They weren't born here. William was actually born in Canada, but they did live in Parkersburg from 1975 until their deaths. Their only living relative is a niece who currently resides in Canada. They chose you. They didn't even know you. I hope that from their generous investment in your future, you realize the strong desire that the people around here have for you to become the best that you can be. So $408 each. We're going to start with Savannah Buss, Kellen Reintz, Caleb Campbell, Fiona Wilvatney, and Spencer Isvik. You certainly can. You got it. I'm going to keep reading, and Tracy's going to give them out. Kira Stahl, Gage Johnson, Jesse Brower, Gavin Bernard, Preston Jansen. Try to stay in order. Colton Harkin, Gabriel Eastman Shipper, Isaac Foxen, Avery Freund, Emma Wolf, Mason Ritter, Alex Ingledew, Nicholas Carlson, Landon Reynolds, Savannah Asher, Sarah Eilers, Finley Groneveld, Jordan Trueblood, Olivia Peterson, Audrey Story, Elizabeth Price, Joseph Leto, Malia Wessels, Gareth Costa, Peyton Closter. But wait, there's more.
Continuing on with the William and Bonnie Reed Memorial, $408 equally to Kiara Cox, Adri Niemeyer, Quinlan Schultz, Ty Luring, Caden Sherman, Adrian Huseman, Addison Hook, Ada Switzer, Ava Onken, Dakota Henninger, Brooklyn Snyderman, Bella Boozman, Jackson Mulder, Elizabeth Mullenberg, Corbin Spargrove, Tanner Lampson, Ian Lang, Alexis Hauser, Samuel Reintz, Mason Bertram, Jackson Kittrell, Chloe Spargrove, Peyton Sokolowski, and Evan Palmer.
Our stack is gone. That was fun. I hope you all had fun. Students, I want to make sure that you understand that you can receive up to 4 years total scholarships from us. We're one of the only Dollars for Scholars chapters who offer scholarships beyond your first year, and I urge you not to miss out on those post-grad funds. The application process after this year is super simple. When it comes time, you're going to get a text from us, January through mid-February. All you do is log in, update your information if necessary, and apply to the post-grad scholarships. If you qualified for the minimum scholarship tonight, and if you apply for 3 more years after tonight, assuming that we're able to maintain that minimum of $1,700 per year, that's $6,800 just for filling out an application online. And we just want to make sure that you do that. We don't want to leave money on the table. It's here for you. All right, let's see. Did anyone tell you that you need to write thank you notes? And that you need to read the program? And that you need to read all of the information in the envelope that we just gave to you? Well, then I think that's it. Can I get one more round of applause for these students? Congratulations, graduates. We are very, very proud of you. We are going to be taking a quick group photo of all the award recipients, and it's going to be published in the Eclipse. So students, if you would please head up to the stage. Amy and Tracy are going to get you organized up here. Families and donors, thank you for attending the award ceremony tonight. Please join us in the Commons for refreshments and to congratulate our graduates.